Hello, and welcome. Welcome on into the Swear Word. I'm your host, Brandon Swear, and hey, this is a podcast for the chili community, by the chili community. Regardless of your spice tolerance, this is the place for you. Man, up tonight, we have an amazing episode, locked and loaded, ready to go. We have two products on deck for Hot or Not. We have a very great dual guest episode ready to go, and a very fun game plan. So, episode 129 starts now. What's going on, Swear Nation? So glad to have everyone here, whether you're tuning in on YouTube, Spotify, Rumble, or Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much for being here and continuing to make this channel what it is. Thank y'all so much for everyone that has just recently found out about the channel. Definitely hope that you're enjoying everything that you're finding, as well as all the other fun nuggets. Up tonight, we have two amazing chili head treats, chili head focused treats. Now, there are two different iterations to these treats, but up tonight we will be taking a look at both of them. These are from Old Agness Store, and of course we have Steve and Michele from Old Agness, and we will be learning all about how they got started and really the overall journey that this path has taken them from making and crafting some of the most amazing, delicious, spicy treats all the way to challenge level, chili head reserve status versions and variations of these treats, and all the great businesses that they support along their own personal efforts of having their own store. So we will dive into that, as well as a very fun round of the Spicy Gauntlet. So if you would have answered these questions any different than Steve or Michele did, let me know down below in the comments what your answer would have been on the Spicy Gauntlet. But let's do this. Let's go ahead and jump on over to Hot or Not. Welcome on into Hot or Not. Up tonight, we have two amazing treats. Both of these are from Old Agness Store, and as you can see there, we have two different iterations of the PB&J one. So what you see laying flat is a 3X, and the one standing up is a 1X. So there are two different waves, if you will, to these products. You have the spicy version and you have the chili head version. So these are not the chili head ones, so we will be gauging on how usable these are for, everyday use for people maybe that aren't as accustomed to eating spicy, or that's, they're just kind of breaking in, but they're wanting to find a spicy treat. That's what we're going to be able to uncover here tonight while we check these out. And of course, as always, I do not like to read off the ingredients ahead of time. I like to let my taste buds do the exploration. However, with this one here being already in the name, peanut butter and jelly one, I expect this one to taste a lot like peanut butter and jelly. But also, I do not break things down in the same pattern that everyone else does of a 1 out of 10 scale. I do this 1 out of 1 out of 5. That's really based off of 5 different categories: heat, aroma, flavor, versatility, burn. Add those up, average them out, and give us a total swear word rating. For these two here tonight, I think what we're going to end up doing is more of a comparison of the intensity from a 1 level to a 3 level. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the first one. The peanut butter and jelly ones from Old Agness Store. So right here we have the 3X, and right here we have the 1X. Now, there's the regular version, and then there's the chili head reserve. So this is going to be, sure, having some spice to it, but this is also going to be more of something that you could use and try out if you're just starting out. But we're going to 100% figure out where and how you should start in this ranking if you're just getting started, or where you're at in your own journey. Does not look to be threatening at all. There's not any noticeable, odd colors of, utilizing a lot of pepper powder or, pepper bits hanging out here. It is an overall beautiful color to this here brownie. So let's actually get back to the camera here of the close-ups. And actually, I'll unravel this a little bit more, and I'll show you once this is all done. But you have a nice plastic packaging on the outside that you end up having sealed. You break that, and then boom, there you go. You got the outer wrapper to take off from that point. And man, oh man, this smells amazing. As you can see here, the overall great look and appeal. You got the peanut butter and jelly going on there. There's the bottom half. There's the top. I mean, all in all, this looks great, smells great. Can't wait to jump on into it. This is the 1X. Amazing. A little bit of crumble. No worries. Pick it up. Oh my goodness, this is so good. Nice, soft, great peanut butter taste. Amazing strawberry taste coming from the jelly or jam that's going on in here. And the most faint of notes of the pepper really there. It's more of a slow, light sizzle on the tongue, a delayed effect after you're really appreciating the peanut butter and that strawberry jelly. It's right as that strawberry jelly starts to kind of dial back a little bit that the pepper note comes forward. This is amazing. Look at how dense that thing is. That is wild. They're not messing around with this brownie. All in all, amazing flavor, great heat. So let's see what the 3X is all about. Yep. So you're able, once the wrappers are off, you can noticeably tell the difference just in the aroma standpoint alone. This is the 3X. I mean, it is definitely noticeably darker. The brownie itself, it almost has a little bit of an undertone of, say, some vanilla or something else going on in there. So beautiful flavor profile going throughout this. You know, that accent of the vanilla plus the peppers that are in there and that peanut butter and that strawberry jelly, absolutely amazing. And definitely one that if you are just starting out, that 1X is going to be a delicious treat for you. And I'm sure that you're not going to be burned down. You're going to be able to eat that and find a nice little spicy treat for you. Much more noticeable. One of the first things that you're greeted with is that strawberry, but instantly that pepper is really starting to be noticeable, both in the flavor profile, but also in its announcement of itself as an ingredient in this version of the PB&J one. So with this one here, you're getting much more of a faster burn, much more noticeable burn. The heat initially latches out towards the middle of the tongue. You're getting a little bit on the roof and the gum line where I have been chewing. But other than that, maybe right now feeling a little bit towards the back of the throat. So it is kind of migrating around. The front of the mouth is really fading out away. The gums are fading away. Now it's parking more towards the back of the mouth and the back of the throat. So let's get another bite here. Absolutely amazing. As you can see, much more hearty, much more dense going on in this one. It looks like maybe more of the, I don't know if that's the peanut butter and the jelly kind of worked together in this one here, but all in all, much more noticeable both in the aroma, in the flavor. If you've been working on your own personal best and you're looking for something that's, say, a spicy treat that you're going to be able to indulge and be able to enjoy while you're watching a movie, while you're hanging out with friends or family, or whatever the case may be. You just want to enjoy a spicy treat, but you don't want quite that challenge level or any kind of a serious push. You're going to want to definitely jump in on these 3X. Now, that once again, this is the normal spicy version, not the Chili Head Reserve. The Chili Head Reserve is going to be a whole notch up from this. So I would expect the 1X Chili Head Reserve to be a notch up from here. This is the, one of the best snacks, if not the best snack that I can think of that has been a spicy treat. Yeah, it appears to be the same ingredients. So both of them say that they contain the heat source on them. They contain Carolina Reaper peppers. So there will be Reaper peppers in here on both of them. Reading off on the spiciest version that I have here, it says it has, of course, peanut butter. And then it has sugar, eggs, butter, and then goes into garbanzo bean flour, vanilla. Definitely was picking that vanilla up. It was a beautiful addition. And then it's got Oregon strawberries, cane sugar, pectin, and lemon juice concentrate. And that makes up the preserve aspect. That is that strawberry preserves jelly. It looks like it's made with Oregon's Kelly jelly. So absolutely phenomenal stuff there. Great work, Old Agness Store, on delivering such a tasty and fun treat for all of us chili heads, and even those individuals that are just starting out, because the 1X is definitely doable. It's definitely going to be enjoyable for you if you're just starting out. Even though you might be scared with the name, the Reaper pepper on there, don't worry. It's not going to be the end of the day. And if you have been, working on your own personal best, or maybe you've dabbled in spicy stuff for a good bit, go ahead and take a try at the XXX spicy version. Now, for us chili heads that really want to continue to push it further, look into that chili head line of all of the different brownies that they have. And if you really want to push yourself and gain some League of Fire points, look at their League of Fire challenges. But if you want to head on over and pick these up, I will have the direct links down below, as well as a link to the main site, so you can check out the full lineup of amazing products from Old Agness Store. Just remember, when you're going down to select your brownies and you're wanting to change the iteration of your heat level, it has a drop-down menu. Select what you want, select how many you want, add it to it, and you can pick up yourself some sauces, some spices. You can pick up, a whole slew of spicy challenges and treats. So head on over to the Old Agness Store, grab yourself some. But let's do this. Let's go ahead and jump on over to tonight's interview. Hey, Steve. Hey, Michelle. How's it going?
Good, Brandon.
Great, Brandon.
How are you?
Doing great. Glad to have y'all here. Everyone has been just saying the most kindest things about y'all. I don't think I've ever bumped into anyone that has met y'all that has had any kind of a negative thing at all to say. So honored to have y'all here and learn more about Old Agness.
Thank you so much.
We feel privileged to be on your channel, man.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you so much. And one thing I like to start off with is always the icebreaker to get a better understanding, definitely for those that may not be familiar with y'all. What got you into the world of hot, and what was that moment that you decided to make, spicy products?
Yeah, I remember it well.
Yeah. I used to grow peppers at our first store that we had. That Thai super chili was the hottest one that was on our garden. And I made a powder that was called Stevie B Hot that went on burgers and seasonings. And then I'll let Michelle tell you how we got into those brownies.
So after we left our store up in Agnes, Steve got very heavily involved in Facebook and met Tom Petropoulos. And at that time, they were doing just gardening. And then he introduced Steve into the world of peppers. So Steve started getting involved with the Facebook clubs. Which one was it first?
For the Love of Hot Sauce.
Yeah, Love of Hot Sauce was the very first one we joined. And then we're working with all this, and we're building up our online store, and we're bringing in a lot of hot sauce. And then one day, I was baking brownies for the store, and Steve said, well, what if we put some Carolina Reaper pepper in the brownies? And that's when it all started.
Cha-ching.
Yep.
There we go. I love it. Absolutely. And what's really cool to hear about this whole thing is obviously you have varying levels of heat dependent on the overall individual that's wanting to enjoy these brownies. But, at the same time, you have absolutely captured those chili heads that are constantly pushing themselves, because everything that I have heard is the most tasty and yet so painful of treats to be able to really test your merit, if you will. So definitely excited to learn a little bit more about those, and really get a better understanding, because I've seen quite a few of these. I'm sure y'all see the videos as they roll out as well.
Yeah.
Whether that be people eating the brownies, or the almost like the Rice Krispie treat-esque things that y'all
Yeah, the
make.
products.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I've just seen people go wild with the amounts that they eat, and I'm just like, one, that's a lot of food to eat in one sitting, let alone the heat aspect that's coming to it. So pretty intense stuff all around. But what was that first product? What was it? Just a traditional brownie that you started out with, or was there kind of a special twist to it?
Yes, it was. Do you want me? I'll
Go
take
ahead.
that
Yeah.
part. So I started making brownies in 2003 when I found out I had to go gluten free. And I came up with a really great brownie recipe, and then I had to go gluten free. So it took me 5 years to get this recipe where I wanted it, because I'm a self professed chocoholic. And so it was something I really, really enjoyed. And then I started selling those at the store. And right now we have 11 flavors, 5 chocolate brownies and 6 blondies. And then when we started experimenting with the Reaper pepper, uh, Steve wanted to go really, really hot. I was kind of like, we need normal people's heat as well. So I found out just like a little squitch for our spicy version 1X works really well, and that's the most popular in the normal range.
Yep.
And then we went into now we're selling spicy 3, which is quite a bit hotter, and then we go into the chili reserves. Uh, we have a spicy 3 or a chili reserve 3 there, which is really hot. Just a lot of Carolina Reaper pepper in that one.
It's a
So
gut bomb. Even for a chili head, the mouth really isn't a mouth burn. With the Reaper, it hits you in the back of the throat, and then realization that little burny going down to the tummy, and then the tummy says hi.
it's going to stay a while.
And
Yep.
then, and then we got involved with the League of Fire, um, and we came out with the One and the Moab Collab. And the one was just a peanut butter brownie that was super loaded. The Moab Collab was a collaboration with Willie's Pete on their Moab bar. It was stuck in the middle with a lot of pepper powder, and that one put people on the ground for anywhere from 6 to 9 hours with cramps.
Yep.
Um, the both of those have been retired.
Yeah.
Um,
And both of them over a pound. So as you say, a lot of food, a lot of chocolate, and a lot of heat.
yeah,
Yep.
had fun with that. Yeah. Me nowadays, I like the spicy 3. That's a good level for a chili head just to enjoy. Um, Spicy ones, yeah, the normies they like that. It's just a little bumpy heat.
And then a lot of chili heads who like the Chili Head Reserve 3 will order that for themselves. And then they order a whole bunch of the traditional brownies for the family so they all can enjoy
I'll
brownies
let you
together.
explain.
And then we have our challenge products. That's that rice cereal treat that you had mentioned. And the first one that we did was the Crunchy Challenge Cube, and had that on the League of Fire, and that was really did well around the circuit. And that's just a little teeny square with extract as well as the Reaper pepper. And then we have, and actually a lot more than just the Reaper. And now we have 2 entry level. The Orange Glad It's Not Hot, which is a little bit softer than the Pocky Chip level of heat, and then the Unbearable, which is milk chocolate coated in this rice cereal treat. That's just a little bit hotter. That's the one that got on Hulu with that Superhot. That's And
Yep.
so that was really fun too. So yeah, that's our product line in terms of heat from sweet to sweet heat.
Yes. No, very, very nice. And Steve, obviously, I've seen you compete and do different things as well in the challenge space. So definitely one that is able to, truly understand the products that you're rolling out. There's some that will make a product and I hear from them and they're like, yeah, I've never even tried it. And I'm just like mind blown at like, what do you mean you haven't tried this product you've rolled out? But a true test to not only your products, but then being able to understand what else is out there in the market. Uh, you know, Mentioning the Willie Pete's collab earlier, that chocolate bar one, yes, definitely packs a lot of heat. But that thing for me, whenever I had initially done just the bar itself, I was like blown away. One, I do love chocolate, but there's an extent at which it's too much chocolate, and that definitely crossed that threshold for me. I think
Yeah.
I had 2 squares left, and I was like, I don't know if I can eat another piece of chocolate right now. It's just too much for me at that point. Uh,
Oh, a little backstory on the Willie Pete. We met him our first time we went to the New York Expo, and
That was
didn't
pre-COVID.
get to try his bar, there. So Michelle and I'm flying back home, and we decided we were going to do it on the airplane.
Strapped in.
Well, let me tell you, that wasn't the smartest thing we ever did. And I
nope.
want to let you know, Michelle, she's not on a lot, but her tolerance, she's tried all the products too. She's a trooper. When we first met, Michelle couldn't even do black pepper, and we got involved with capsaicin crew, and Michelle stopped doing challenges after she did a cheese puff challenge and was on the floor for 15 hours. So she no longer does challenges, but she's got a huge tolerance, which I'm proud that we both can do things and test our own products, like you were saying. I don't like the crunchy. That one hurts. It's brutal. Um, we might be coming out with another one that's even hotter and a little different flavor, probably in the wintertime. So look forward to that one, everybody.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
forewarning.
yeah, yeah. I mean, one thing that you hear often, definitely those that are in the spicy treat space, if you will, ultimately there's a time frames at which they're no longer able to necessarily ship out stuff. So more predominantly those that are like shipping chocolates during summer, etc.
Yeah.
Do y'all have any of that kind of crossover happen with some of y'all's products that you have to kind of temporarily sideline for, say, long shipping purposes, or how does that play out?
On the brownies, like Texas and a few areas like that, when it's in the 115s, Las Vegas, um, we try to hit a timeline on the brownies. Most of our challenges will hold up to the heat, um, but the brownies, we don't ship them with cool packs or anything unless somebody wants to. We do the specialized shipping if people want them right away. Um, but yeah, we got to be careful of that. Wintertime, we don't care, but yeah, the hot months, it really we try not to. Most plate people, if they got outside mailboxes, we definitely need to make sure that they're not sitting in 100 degree. I mean, they'll harden back up, but they're going to be a little gushy when you get them. So
Yeah.
other than that, you know. We just, like everybody, I think we just got to be careful, and same thing when we're shipping the hot sauces. Winter times, when you're getting the minus 20s to certain places, we just gotta hold off, and we call the customers and just talk to them.
Yep.
If they're impatient, we can overnight them or whatever. But I think that's industry wide, on stuff like that. Our chocolates are tempered, but still, when it gets in the hundreds, it's tough.
Yeah. It's a whole different battle at that point. And yes, I mean, it makes sense too, and it's probably not the end of the world, just simply because typically the time frame when it's the hottest, a lot of the chili heads are out there focusing on trying to get their hands on some fresh pods. So, there's probably a little bit of trade-off in overall demand for what's going on in the market. So yeah, I mean, it makes perfect sense. You wouldn't want a less than representation of your product potentially landing in someone's hands for the first time in that scenario. But yeah, it's one of those. It's like a bummer. It's like nature just delaying the chili head's desire to burn. But
Yeah.
you can't fight Mother Nature on that one. That's for sure.
Nope. Nope. Um, yeah. And I'm sorry if I keep looking over. I'm baking breads today while we're doing that, and
No worries.
just got done with in-house jalapeno cheddar. So
Ooh.
that, and it's the normies have a little problem with it. Actually, they have to be just a little. We zip it up a little more with some pepper powder. So.
Okay.
Um, so in house also, we do some special stuff for the people that walk into the store. Um, and speaking of the store, we're just not hot sauce and brownies. We carry syrups that are spicy,
Lots of pepper
pickles.
products that we have.
Yeah, a lot of condiments that are spicy. So and most of them are on the lower side, so people can come in. We carry cheeses, so we want the preserves. They put it on the cheeses and still be tolerable for them. But we
Yep.
also have the stuff that the chili heads want, and I'm looking right over here right now. We've got a couple different pickles. We've got one that's called a Hoot and Holler,
From
and then
Mama
from
Jules.
Mama Jill, and then right next to it, is Mikey V's Reaper pickles. It's
Yep.
people are like, "Oh, let me try that Reaper pickle," and it's like, what kind of pepper do you like? And they go, habanero is the hottest we do, and it's like, well,
Yeah. No, you don't want these
you don't
pickles.
want it.
Yep. They don't know what
Yeah.
they're asking for yet.
Nope, nope.
It's surprising how hot can be.
Yes, absolutely. Very well said with that too. Because, a lot of folks, they get used to or accustomed to the idea of the commercially available, finding at your, everyday walk-in grocery store type. That's not the same, or the fast food chains are notorious for this too. It's not the same.
No.
They may slap the word ghost pepper or Carolina Reaper or whatever on the outside to
But
grab
it's
the
a small
attention.
amount.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's so small, and then there's been some issues even with that where it's a little bit of stating one thing, but once you actually look down at the percentages, it's like, well, realistically, she would probably called this a jalapeno, spicy
Right.
jalapeno something or other.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but yeah, and to that point, definitely for those individuals that are coming in, you have the wide selection. It sounds like a party, a Chili Heads idea party gathering place, because you can get a nice spicy charcuterie board going on with what y'all have there, and really be able to elevate, even with adding into some of the powders and the seasonings, etc., and make like spicy sandwiches, etc., to really host a great spicy party. So very, very exciting and interesting. And anyone that is local to the area should definitely head on over and check that out for the next, whether you're looking at the upcoming football games, or maybe even just Thanksgiving, Christmas, all these other large family gathering time frames, because that sounds like an absolute treasure to be able to bring to the table. I know my family personally is leery about what I bring, but
Yeah.
then again, I also walk in with hot sauce holsters, pepper powder in my pocket, some fresh pods, and they always know to ask 3 or 4 times to see exactly how I
Yep.
answer.
Yeah. That's the thing when people come into the store and start sampling. It's probably the time that I'm most well. We're honest. We don't want to burn people because they won't buy anything. If you
Yep.
light them up right off the bat,
They don't trust you.
they don't trust you. They're not going to sample anymore. There's times that we'll have 9, 10 people around our little bar here, and it's small, and there'll be 30 bottles of sauce out, and and they don't even know each other,
Right.
and everybody
That's really
is just
fun.
trying. and then you get that one that walks in and comes out and says, I want that hottest thing you got in the store. And
We can go there.
I don't even argue with them anymore. I grab the biggest spoon I can find. I grab that thing and I light them up.
Yep.
And then if they can handle it, then it's fun, because then they get to try all of that stuff. But we love working up from the small, low heats, and seeing where people can want to go. That when they say quit, they quit. And,
Yep. And we draw off the peanut butter when we see that one little, look, that
panic
redness,
look.
Yep.
no talking, the eyes watering, and then we say, do you need some peanut butter? And then they're kind of tapping out at that point. But it's really, it's a fun experience. It's like a wine tasting, only a little spicier.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Immediately as you're saying that, that's where my head went. Over the years, I've kind of like I started out with the whole beer side of things, kind of being a little bit of a beer snob, trying all different, not really my thing anymore. Thanks to my in-laws, I have become much more of a, for lack of a better word, wine connoisseur, wine snob, if you will. And so it's very much that way. I like to be able to go try different places, really understand the different complexities within the grapes, etc. And it's been a lot of fun. And that sounds exactly like the same journey that you're able to take people on, from different types of products, different levels at which the heat is introduced, different ways to use these different products in their food, whether that be, as within cooking or within on like a finishing, etc. And it sounds like a very glorious experience to be a part of, both for y'all to be able to, partake and see the overall enjoyment and light of their face as they go through it. And then also for them to be able to have the mind just explode with possibilities.
Yeah, people get intimidated because we have a full wall in the store of hot sauces. And so, their first thing, since we serve food, they're thinking everything's just going to be hotter than bejeebies. And we don't use anything. And subliminally, they'll taste a soup and they're like, oh God, what did you put in this? It's hot. And it's like,
Garlic.
it doesn't even have black pepper.
It's garlic.
But we're foodies.
Yep.
So we utilize every product in the store in our cooking here or at the house. And it's fun to be able to utilize the different products in foods in different ways. Most people just think you can add a hot sauce onto a meal. But it can be something that flavors, on the lower heat levels. Example, Mikey V's taco sauce. I cook my meat in it instead of using a spice, a rub.
Yep.
And Steve's chili, especially his vegetarian chili, the Palo Alto habanero sauce, just puts it over the top.
Yeah,
it's
cumin
wonderful.
forward.
Yep.
We've got white sauces and other sauces that go well. We're really rich in fish and seafood where we live. We're right on the ocean and on the river, and
that Mikey V's burnt ends, the white sauce.
Yeah,
the white sauce. Oh my
actually,
God.
on bottom fish, spectacular.
Oh, I bet. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And that's the thing about most of our products, I can't say all of them, are very small batch or micro batch. We try to go as local as possible, but that's pretty tough when it comes to the hot sauces. So,
we do have a couple. We do have a number of the local ones.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at a chili crisp that we have online, and she's from Bandon, Oregon, which is just about 2 hours away from here, and doing really well. Now she has a facility in Eugene, and so as much local as we can do, we love supporting the local sauces.
Yeah.
But what we really love is that all our sauces, all our pepper products are all small batch. We're just going to be bringing in Bear River Bottling's sauerkraut.
Oh man, if you haven't had that sauerkraut,
it's so good.
You need to go onto their onto their online store and get it. He does it really small batch.
I think it's 100 at a time, I think he said.
Yeah, he's he just moved. I want to say he just sent me a message say they did 1,200 pounds of cabbage. So Oh wow, he doesn't want to see another head of cabbage for a while. Um,
But so it's so good, and he has in different levels of heat.
yeah,
Just a great products, and we just love carrying these small batch people. We get to talk to the owners, to the
yeah,
makers, which is really fun when we go to festivals. You're seeing all the owners and makers of all these small companies, and they're so passionate about their product, and you really get to speak with them and hear what they have to say about the process and how they're presenting. It's just a wonderful experience, and that's what we like to bring here, just the small batch. And we've curated
yeah.
sauces that don't overstep on flavors. So we won't carry like 20 million pineapple sauces. We make sure that we get everybody in there so they all can be highlighted.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. In the Bear River bottling, I had tried out the what was it? I think it was the ghost pepper one is the one that I ended up getting. Not this last Fest, but the one before
The
that from them.
boar.
Oh my goodness, it was
I
phenomenal. I lathered it up on hot dogs, brats, burgers. I even put some in a like a street taco that I was making because
Yeah,
I like to mix things up and give a
yeah.
Yep.
little bit of funk, a little bit of flavor to everything. So
Yeah, we I wish I could buy it in bulk so I could put it on our brats and stuff like that here. But that's the great thing about the small and micro batched. You have to take it home to utilize it.
yep,
Uh, and I'm thinking of these small, and we get to talk to all of these people. That's what makes it special. I'm old school. We're a little older than most people in the community, so I don't have a cell phone. I have to call them up on a landline, and they're like, "Hi, Steve,"
And
and we get
shocked
to,
that we're calling.
yeah, and talk. And it's not just a hi, how you doing, placing an order. It's a half hour or an hour talking with these people that make the products
yep.
and build a rapport with them and a friendship. That's the part um, of owning this business that we love and thrive on is these relationships that we've built the past few years. Um,
Absolutely.
just got done actually heading to North Carolina and spending 4 days with four makers and their wives, and then a single one, Dino, from
Hotter than L.
Hotter Nell.
Yeah, we were with Mike
First,
Palmetier and Mary Palmetier of Rising Smoke,
yeah,
and Mikey V and Tanya were there from Mikey V's. And just to, we're always passing when we're in festivals.
festival.
We're pitching up tents and possibly having dinner and all this sort of thing, and really like these people. And this is the first time we got to sit down and break bread and go swimming, and it was just a really wonderful experience. And these really are
And
amazing
yeah,
people.
and eat food. Oh
Yeah,
my!
everyone knows how to cook.
Yeah, it's special sauces were made.
And everyone was cooking, and it was just
Yeah,
a lot of
it's joyous. That's where I
yeah.
was getting at. Being able to do that kind of stuff with people, and that allowed us to first vacation since we were married, real vacation without doing shows. So we were blessed to do that.
That's
That yeah.
yeah, no, that sounds absolutely amazing. And to be able to have that experience shared with everyone, I mean, that is the as you were saying. So first and foremost, tying back, I guess, to the having the landline aspect, one, that's got to be tremendous for your mental health to not have to have a cell phone tethered to and to really have that really getting in the way of just living life, right? But it is as you're saying, making it to where you are more intentional with those conversations. You are wanting to get a better understanding of them and really feel out, what level at which they are committed to what they're doing.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it too. One of the main things that I was like, with this podcast, I wanted it to highlight those that are the creative minds, the passions, the souls behind each and every product, because oftentimes people see labels, they see a brand name, and that's what they associate, but they don't understand how that got to be what it is.
And
And
the
so,
effort, the
yeah,
work, and the creativity, as you say. It's one little bottle is just the tip of the iceberg. of all that company went through to get it to the shelf.
100%.
And most people are not making a lot of money being in this industry.
It's definitely for the passion.
It's for
Yep.
passion, and that, oh, maybe I might be that lucky one that if I work my butt off, I can make it into the big stores. I can do this, and the ones that do, the people we know that have done that, they're still humble. They're still no egos. Those are the people that deserve credit because they help this industry move along. Well, it's like you were a beer snob. You were saying, I was a brewer in my younger years for a couple breweries, and if you don't work together, you'll fail.
Absolutely.
And this, so that's one reason we do these small and micro batch companies. When they do get bigger, most of the time we pat them on the rear end, give our shelf space for somebody else to come in. Not all. We've kept a couple companies that have grown, but they still treat every one of their customers as like the when they first started, which is a blessing also.
Commendable. Yeah.
It's people that just consume sauces, like you were saying, they don't know what goes on behind. Hopefully they get out and they go to these festivals, are able to talk with the makers, find out what most of these makers are wonderful people. If you have a bottle of sauce that they're selling, you have to develop it. You have to send it out to your friends and say, oh, critique this, really good. Send it to other makers, get beat up a little bit, and then rework and do
take
them
the
again.
constructive criticism and grow with it.
Absolutely.
And we're fortunate we're in that process. And so, yeah.
Yeah, the amazing part about that all is, yes, being able to team together, work together, grow together, and have the overall, even as you're saying, as someone gets rather big and they start to expand, they have more normie exposure, if you will, which ends up bleeding over to the overall community growth, which is a great thing. As long as everything's being, as you're saying, as long as they're still essentially humble about it, as long as they're going about it in a respectable way, and they're not just, pumping out. They didn't essentially sell out per se in the process. And obviously you're going to have some of that regardless of industry, space, whatever. That's just human nature. But the great thing with that is that is not always the case for the overall pepper community as a whole, or spicy community. So
yeah, speaking of that whole spicy community, when we left our store up in Agnes, which has population 70,
middle of nowhere at the end of the road.
We started back up online, and that's when COVID hit. And to be honest, without the chili community buying our brownies, buying the spicy ones, but their families like, what about us? We would not have made it through COVID without the chili community.
It was the chili community that just saved us, and we were getting sales left and right from them. It was just a miracle, and they, just such good-hearted people. Even the ones that are the consumers in the chili community, very special people.
Yeah. So, we wouldn't be doing we're doing if it wasn't for them. We expanded off of that, and our store has been morphing and morphing. It's small enough that we can change on a dime, and the brownies were gluten-free, so we started off the whole store, what we were cooking and everything
here in
was a
Beach.
dedicated gluten-free. About 4 months ago, completely changed our business model. We live in a logging and fishing community. I have no problem saying it. We're rednecks. And when you say no gluten, they look at you like, well,
I want my gluten.
Yeah.
We didn't realize we were offending people by saying gluten free. They wanted nothing to do with us.
So, but our brownies and our products are still gluten free for the people that are doing that. And we'll be coming out with a full new product line on the brownies, which will be sugar free.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
so, you know, a lot of these chocolate products, stuff like that, that the Chili's community puts out, they're fattening. They're
Mm.
big. You know, if you're doing competitions or you're building your tolerance up, you know, you're gaining weight.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and the people that are diabetic or watching their sugars and stuff like that,
Which is a huge population.
it's going to allow them to be able to taste our products. And we're looking forward to that, helping them out so they can enjoy a little spice with a dessert, um, and tasting good. It's got to
Yeah.
taste good first. I mean, that's a priority.
Yeah, so
So,
fingers crossed that we'll be bringing that out this winter when it's a little calmer here in Gold Beach, which is very much like island life. It's quiet in the winter, and then summertime comes, and everyone is just traveling the coast and
excuse me.
enjoying the river, the Rogue River. And Gold Beach is right where the Rogue River meets the ocean. So it's really, really beautiful. And so there's tons of people vacationing in the area, and a lot of people that normally go down as far as north as Newport are finding their way more to the southern coast. So it gets heavily populated in this particular time of year, which is quite a shift.
Yeah.
October comes around and everyone breathes a sigh of relief.
Oh, I bet. And just
Yep, here we go.
the scenic area. Oh, beautiful bread.
This is
Absolutely.
the bread. Yeah, this is the bread we use on our sandwiches, and it's
Okay.
hot, so I'm gonna get it out of here.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
no
popped it
worries.
out of the oven.
Yeah, I can only imagine how beautiful the area must be, and yes, to be able to have that time frame of I wouldn't use the words feast or famine, but like have a whole bunch going on, and then a chance to just kind of be able to let the creative juices fly more and be able
Yeah.
to relax and not be so stressed out by just natural flow of busyness is got to be amazing. What are these two here?
Jalapeno
Jalapeno.
cheddar and cinnamon and raisin.
Oh, very nice. Cinnamon
So yeah.
and raisin is one that whenever I remember trying it out whenever I was growing up, and I was like, not. I was like, I don't know if I like this or if I don't. It was always the raisins. I was confused on where I felt, about it. And then as I've gotten older, I'm like, oh, that's a good bread right there.
Yeah.
It is absolutely amazing how the taste buds and everything just change over time and your overall perspective on things. Much like how you were saying, people's response to gluten-free aspect and then, really trying to figure out the sugar-free aspect and so on and so forth. I had I'd absolutely not against it either way, but I've had a personal shift in thought process and overall view on food and anything that kind of goes in my body, as far as just kind of living a little bit more clean, living a little bit more true to the actual ingredients as opposed to all the other additives and everything that's kind of been thrown in these days.
Yeah.
And so I personally appreciate stuff like that because then it gives you more chance to, yes, indulge in those without feeling guilty about it. And so,
We're so there with you. I mean, that's why when we sell our brownies, we have them in a cooler uh, over here, and we keep them in the cooler. They will last at least 3 months in the refrigerated situation, and we do that because there's no preservatives. There's nothing that you can't pronounce, and we're really proud of that. I mean, we got really fantastic chocolate in there, and true vanilla, and true butter, and we use a beet sugar, and so we're just really, really happy that we can offer that. And that's really the basis of everything we have on our menu. Steve does in-house roasted chickens and turkeys, and makes his own soup that takes like 3 days just to make the stock itself. A friend of ours, when we first started, because Steve was, he was like, "Oh my God, it's taking me so long to make this soup," and he's like, "Just get a bag of broth from Cisco, and get a Cuisinart and get everything chopped really, really quick." And that's just not the way we go.
yeah.
We just We do everything so it's really nothing that your grandmother or your grandmother's grandmother wouldn't make herself.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
there's that heart and soul and passion behind that. You can taste it. You can smell it. It is very present in the difference between the two. So I applaud y'all for that.
Thank you.
That's why the sauce makers and the products we carry from the other people that are in here, um, these small and micro batched people, they're using the best ingredients they possibly can. That's affordable.
Yep.
You know.
And we taste
Yeah,
every single one, and we make
yeah.
sure that it's really up to a really good standard that we think, that we would really be proud to serve, and making sure that nothing gets too duplicated, as I mentioned.
Yeah.
So we really make sure that we have a really good offering, not just slap up a sauce and let's see if it sells.
You're gonna have to come out one of these time, Brandon.
I
I'm
definitely
telling you.
am.
Yeah.
It,
And that, to all of the people we work with, and the people we've met throughout our years, um, we've been fortunate to have a lot of them come visit us. We used to do what was called the Rogue River Reaper Retreat, and we actually would sample sometimes up to 1,000 products in a 3-day weekend. And I'm telling you, that's a lot of food you're eating too when you're
yep.
doing that, and drinking. Don't forget that. But
Yep.
we do it right on the Rogue River, and that's fun. So most of the people, they've got an open invite to come and stay. It's in the middle of nowhere, so I mean we've got a little cell service, and we've got internet, but it's over a satellite, so it's
Might as well be dial up.
yeah. So you get off grid for a little while.
Yeah, disengage.
That sounds magical. I just recently, it was my wife's encouragement, and I was like, all right, fine, I'll do it. But we just recently went on a family cruise. It was like obviously my immediate family, and then her side of the family all went on this cruise together. And the requirement, she said, was no cell phones, no technology, nothing. And that was the most freeing 5 days ever. Now, the second I turned everything back on, sheer chaos exploded because it was like
Right.
a week's worth of
2 weeks
stuff I
of
needed to
catch
catch
up.
up. Yep. But
Yeah.
amazing to experience, because then it's like it almost brings me back to growing up and not having all this technology that now has this hold on me. So it's definitely a nice freeing moment there. But that sounds magical. Amazing sound of the overall food and sampling experience, and obviously great scenery, because everything that you've described and the pictures that I've seen, it seems like a great place to just unplug and relax.
Yes, it is. So that invite is going out to you also. So, and your family.
Well,
So
appreciate that, and
yeah.
definitely have to make that one happen here soon, because that sounds great. For sure, that sounds like a thing that is going to be right up the alley for what my wife would want to experience, as well as, of course, it would get my spicy fix in. So,
Oh,
uh,
definitely.
right there with you on that. Speaking of the culinary aspect and tying to y'all's products and the overall, consumer engagement. I once again tying back to mentioning how I get a little bit creative with products in general and how I use them. What has been, I guess, some of the most unique or interesting ways that you've seen people indulge in y'all's brownies, whether that be the spicy ones or regular ones?
Milkshakes. We
Oh,
call them tsunamis. Um, Anytime you get one of our brownies, take a half of one, put it in a blender, put 2 scoops of ice cream, or whatever, the non-dairy ice cream, and the same thing with milk. Um,
Cup of milk.
Turn that sucker on, and
You don't need a straw.
it's a spoon. It's thick and chewy, and then we you turn it into an adult beverage if you add like a vodka to it. With not saying you're going to drink a whole bunch of those, but it's
yeah.
delicious. That's one way.
And then it's taking the brownie itself and heating it up. and the chocolate chips do that molten lava thing. And then we put a scoop of ice cream, a couple little chocolates. We've got some espresso salt that goes on top of that. It makes a really great, quick sundae.
Trail bar, you can slice it up and make bruschetta out of it.
Yeah.
Ooh,
This
very nice.
biscotti works really well with the trail bar,
Yeah.
and it makes a great dipper. And so it's interesting that you would say that. I'm just working on a recipe page that will be adding to our website and adding how you can serve our brownies to get something really luscious very quickly. And then Steve's recipes for the chili, etc., that he's using the pepper products in as well.
Oh, that sounds
So that's coming up.
amazing. I've just pictured already because of, knowing how y'all's brownies are nice and dense, and they're nice and hearty too. But being able to, and once again, my creative mind trying to flow with this, there was many different avenues at which I could think of taking this, but being able to precisely cut down the center and then get a cast iron pan with some butter, and either using some cane sugar or using some kind of a honey as a binder, and getting that nice and hot, and then letting the in, like, one side kind of sizzle, cap, coat, and make it nice and firm, and then putting that for either building out your own ice cream sandwich using that, or putting some a little bit of drizzle of caramel, and then layering in some, the creativity could
loving this.
easily go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
my
Sounds
mind is already
wonderful.
running wild with like a spicy ice cream sandwich.
Yeah.
So I also, when we were making the one and the Moab collab, I had to trim them down to get the exact weight. So I had not a lot, but enough of trimmings, and I couldn't figure. And they're hot. I had I had a bunch, and I didn't know what to do with it. And one of the Ryan Thomas Cap Crew.
Yep.
I was talking with him, and it's like, I'll send you these. What do you want to do with them? And he goes, next thing I know, he's showing me. It was ice cream toppers. He had them all crumbled up, and I mean, we're talking competition stuff. But I imagine you could do the same thing
With any of them.
any of them.
Yeah.
A spicy one or the spicy threes. Dry them out a little bit,
Yeah,
so
toast
you
them
can
up.
put them
Yep.
over ice cream, or it's. And I'm not a big chocolate eater. I'll admit it. So the trail bar is my favorite.
Especially the spicy trail bar
Yeah.
with the walnuts and the raisins and cranberries and all the
Oh.
other nuts and such. That pepper does something to it. It is just really good.
And those you can get all gooey, put in your backpack, in your pocket, make some pretty much old school goo ball.
Yeah.
And you can just nibble on that when you're in the woods. It's my go-to when I'm hiking and doing that kind of stuff. So
That sounds amazing.
now you're gonna have my brain going on this
Yeah.
thing, what to do with
Yeah.
it, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Well, it's like cutting up layers of banana, stacking that in there, drizzling on some honey with that, putting on a little crumble of nuts, a little bit of pepper powder, and a little bit of like a chocolate powder, or some kind of spicy dessert powder with that. Oh, absolutely. My brain is running me a million different directions with this,
your
but it all
Sunday's
sounds
gonna be
amazing.
this tall. Your Sunday when you get here, it's gonna be.
It will be well worth it, absolutely will be. Speaking of spicy products, I have a very fun game planned for y'all, and I think we should jump on over to that now, because I think this conversation will translate perfectly for this.
Okay.
All right, here we go. We have the Spicy Gauntlet. Now, this is a different iteration. Normally, I'll do the Saucegauntlet was the original breakdown. Now we have the Pepper Gauntlet, and now we have the Spicy Gauntlet. So this is going to be a bit challenging. It's going to be kind of like picking your favorite children out of the lineup. Just because something doesn't make the winning the selection does not mean that you hate the product. There's also 2 that may be, well, I'll go ahead and let the cat out of the bag on that. There's 2 that are not y'all's products, but they are rightfully plugged into this conversation for obvious reasons. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump on into this one here. And the reasoning and justification for who wins and how it wins is totally up to y'all. That's the beauty of this. So up first, we have, well, the Unbearable versus the Killer Queen 2.
I think we'll take the Unbearable.
All right. Unbearable it is. Killer Queen getting the X, and we are moving on to the next bracket. Up next, we have, well, this is the cherry one, and then we have, boom. I don't know how that got all messed up, but we have, well, the cherry bomb. So
That's hard.
nice little duo of the cherries. And obviously these, you know, as everyone's watching and getting a better understanding, these do come in different heat levels. So just to kind of keep it blanket, however you want to view it is how you view it.
I'm going to say cherry bomb.
Cherry bomb.
All right. Cherry bomb it is. Get that one on over there. And let's jump on over to the next. Well, we have the orange one versus, well, the orangey glad it's almost not hot.
Oh,
Wow.
man, you're making it hard.
They both have orange, but they're both totally different.
Yep. It's a battle of orange, but at which do you like? Chocolate or the crispy?
Oh, I'm not the chocolate eater, so I'm going to go with the orangey glad.
All right. There we go. I like it. And rolling forward, and let me get that off of there. I was a little bit too close to the image. And up next, we have, well, the Nutter one versus the coffee one.
Coffee.
I like it. Coffee is, you know, I do love peanut butter. I love it a lot, but I am the kind of person that can drink coffee any time of the day. All the way up to bed and not have any kind of complications with any of the, you know, wanting to not be able to sleep. So
that coffee brownie for a normal person is about 6 to 8 hours worth of caffeine. We use a local roastery here, and we use their beans 3 different ways in that. So. I don't know if you've had that one, but you'll be getting one of those. And I wouldn't let your kids have it. That's got enough sugar and caffeine to keep them going for a week.
Unless you want that.
No. My kids have too much.
All right.
Let's do this. The next one up is, well, that is the peanut butter one versus the crunchy one.
Oh, I know that one. The peanut butter one.
All right. Peanut butter one it is.
Which is going under a change.
Yeah, we're gonna be changing that one. It's gonna be chocolate on the bottom, peanut butter in the middle, and then a blondie on top. So it'll give a little reprieve of not so much chocolate.
Yeah.
And a little easier to make.
I like it. It sounds amazing. It sounds very familiar to something that I try to find locally from a bakery here. So definitely interested to see how that one plays out.
Okay.
Here we go. We have the Rogue Trail versus, well, the Crunchy Challenge.
Rogue Trail. I'll take the Rogue Trail.
All right. Simple enough.
Put an X on that.
Next up, we have the League of Fire. This is the Chug Challenge, I believe 5 versus the coconut one.
Oh. I'm getting old. I'm going to go to the coconut.
All right. You know, the others were there because y'all offer them at the stores.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as an easier way to potentially answer one of this, because it's going to get only harder as we go.
Okay.
So we have the mint one versus the chocolate one.
You got it. Go ahead.
The chocolate one.
The OG.
right.
Yep.
That's the very first one that I got to make.
All right, I like it, and it's shaping up to look pretty good here. Down to the 8. Now we got to figure out from here where we go. But let's go ahead and zoom on in and take a look at what we have facing off. We have the unbearable one versus the cherry bomb.
Cherry bomb. Cherry bomb.
All right, cherry bomb it is. Get this one on up here, and we'll move on down here. We have the orange you glad it's almost not hot versus the coffee.
Coffee one.
Coffee.
All right. And on to the other side. The peanut butter one versus the road trail.
Go ahead.
Rogue Trail.
All right. Like it. Get that on over there. And now the coconut one versus the chocolate one.
The chocolate.
There we go. Down to the final 4 here. We have the cherry bomb versus the coffee one, the rogue trail versus the chocolate one. Now, here it starts to get even more tough. So, first up, the cherry bomb versus the coffee one.
Cherry bomb.
Cherry bomb.
All right. Let's go ahead and make this one bigger for dramatic effect. Get this down there. And we will tie up on the other side. Where are we taking this? The rogue trail or the chocolate one?
Go ahead.
Chocolate one.
All right. Let's get that X on there. Move the chocolate one up here and increase it as well. We are down to the final 2. The battle of the cherry bomb versus the chocolate one. Who is taking home the victory?
If I don't say the chocolate one, we're going to have issues with our marriage.
Simple
but
enough.
Yeah, and on a slash on that, we were talking about collaborations. The cherry bomb was our second collaboration we ever did, and that was with Karma Sauce.
We used their cherry bomb sauce, and we're able to create the label. They gave us permission to do so.
Yeah.
And created this sauce where the cherry bomb is the cherry one with their cherry bomb sauce in it.
Yeah, and that one is only, it cannot be made as a plain because the cherry bomb hot sauce has heat in it.
Yeah.
So that is one of the few things that we do that you can only get it in spicy. Yeah.
It's the bomb.
It's the cherry bomb.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Phenomenal selection. The chocolate one wins it all on the Spicy Gauntlet number 20. And absolutely enjoyed that breakdown, the overall understanding of the products offered and everything for those that are watching to be able to also get a good understanding of the wide selection of brownies that you all both offer. And what did you think of the overall game? Did it shake out how you thought?
It was fun.
Yeah, and you know what? What a way to put people's products out there. That's a little bit of work that went into that. Thank you.
Yeah, that was very cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Thank you. Well,
Yeah.
here's the chance for y'all to give a nugget of knowledge, and I think I want to gear this towards, normally I'll ask, something business related, etc. But I think to stay in the business focus, but more so on the relational aspects, because it sounds like y'all have a very strong ability to connect with people on a more relational level. What would your advice be to those individuals that are out there? Maybe they own a business, or maybe they're just a spicy product lover. What would your advice be for those individuals to get a better understanding of the companies and those creators of those products?
Get out there. Get out there, talk to people, see what process they've went through, join them in conversation, get to know them. The more networking that you do, the more possibilities will come to you that you have never even thought about. So it's really being out there instead of, because as you mentioned, we're so hooked up into all these devices. It's very easy just to text people and just to not be intrusive, but you're really missing a lot of engagement in their knowledge, their personality, and other possibilities that will open up for you. So definitely get out there.
Ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, there's people out there that will help you, especially the people that are developing new products, trying to get into the industry. It's hard. Sauce makers, it's hard, okay? Going through all your classes, everything. Have some people help you with it. They're the ones out there. They will help you from start to finish. Have a worksheet, all of that. Um, Definitely take some business classes. You make
Amen on that one.
you can make the best products in the world, but if you don't know what you're doing with your business, it will go under. And then plan on working 24/7 if you're a maker.
And be nice to people. That's really important. You could have the most fantastic product out there, and if you're not great to work with, no one's going to put up with it. So it's really wonderful to, again, share that personal relationship with people and really be a good person to work with.
Now, for the people that want to try products, get a hold of the manufacturer. Tell them what your heat level. Before you go out and just spend a whole bunch of money on stuff that you're not going to enjoy, or it's too hot for you, or it's not sugar free, and any of those things, touch base with those makers. Have a conversation with them, whether it's the phone or email. That'll also tell you a lot about the maker or the company you're dealing with. If they don't have time for you, to be honest, why should you have time for them? That'll help weed out the people that just want to make money and they don't care who you are. And tell them, hey, I can only handle a habanero. So why would you buy something that's, ghost pepper or stronger, or buy a product that says a little bit of habanero, but it's made with the chocolate hab and it's going to blow your socks off. So you get to engage with those people. You get to know who they are. And most of the time, you'll be able to know if their products are good by just talking to them.
Absolutely.
And we love it when customers call us and engage or email us and say, hey, when you get a new product out, I'd love to try it. Or when you send samples out on a new product and you want feedback, we've got a lot of customers that are longtime customers that we do that with, because they're not going to pull the punches. They're going to tell us how it is, but really, make sure you get your business classes. Make sure you ask for that help. I can't confirm that anymore. It's a necessity, and there are the people out there that want to help. I'm going to throw a couple names out. Zach Perkins. He'll help about anybody. What a wonderful story that is. Mikey Fees, Dino. I can't. I'm just throwing some off the top of my head, but
Mike
Mike Palmatier with Rising Smoke. These are the people that we work with. That's why it's coming to the forefront so fast. But there's a lot more out there.
If you need anything, we get on the phone and we say, hey, we need help with this, or we need this product, or do you have? And they're right there.
Yeah. We ask questions about business. Hey, what do you think of this? We want to come up with something new business-wise. What do you think of this? And then once you pull the trigger, do it 110%. Don't go into this industry thinking it's just going to be a little hobby. If you're going to go legit,
Yep.
You got to go all in. I think that's what you have to do when you're a small business owner anyway. no reason to do something, pardon me, half-assed.
I was
Yeah.
going to say that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Committing to it, letting that passion and that creativity and that inspiration really flow out of you, and just making sure that you give it your all.
Yeah.
Great overall nugget of knowledge. Absolutely beneficial for all those in the different
Yeah.
walks.
One last thing I have to say on that. We are blessed about it, and they're standing right here so they get to hear it. When you bring in employees, make sure they have the same vision as you do, the same
Work
overall
ethic.
working ethics, all of that. You know, we went on a vacation and we just turned them loose. They baked the breads, made brownies. You know, they they look out after us. They're our family.
Yeah.
They work
To
with
say
us.
that we're blessed with the people we get to
Yeah.
work with is not an understatement.
Yeah.
And that's just a really amazing thing to have when you have a business and you care so much about it, and you find people who also care so much about their work. It is a real joy.
And you need it. You can't have people that are going to bring you down, because small business is hard enough.
Yep.
It's probably the hardest thing in the world, except for a marriage.
We're doing both.
And we're doing both.
No truer words have been spoken.
Yeah, you know, there's other things that are down the line on that, but I think we hit the top priorities. And go back to school.
Yep.
I'm a really firm believer in that. We just got done taking a 9-month course, and we both
Small
have
business
other
administration.
businesses, but yeah, brush up on it. It'll ding some bells that you forgot, you know, that are just basic things that you overlook. You know, so yeah.
Nice. Yes. Thank you so much. That's extremely beneficial. Like I said, with all those that are in various points in their overall life, whether they're just out there for the love of the products, or if those are out there really trying to get their business going and trying to maybe maybe they've had a business and they're running into some issues. That's a great widespread overall breakdown for many different areas in life. So thank you so much for that nugget of knowledge. Now's your chance to put someone on the hot seat. This is someone that you think would make a great guest for the show. And obviously there are two of y'all, so easily 2 nominations can be given.
I got.
Oh. Well, I'll let you. You're the boss.
So I think Dino Ferry from Hotter Than L would be a great person to interview. He's done so much in his life. His hot sauce is amazing, as so many are, and he's been on Hot Ones several times, and just a really great insight into the chili world.
And a great friend.
Yes.
And you know, we're going back that if people want to contact us, if they're having issues, have them contact. You know, you guys out there listening to this, get a hold of Michele or I. If we can, we'll get you in touch with the people that can help you. You know, if you're trying to develop new products and you're sort of lost, we'll send you in somebody's direction so they can talk to you. So definitely, we love helping people, as you can tell. We're people.
So who are you going to nominate?
Oh, wow. Okay, hot spot. You know, oh boy. I'm going to say Mike. You know what? You won't have a funnier person come on if you do it. Mike and Mary Palmetier with Rising Smoke.
That's a good one too.
You will be laughing the whole time you are doing an interview with them. Okay, they're wonderful people. Mike is one of the people I would get in touch with when we have discussion on our business stuff. He is a newcomer, realistically, a few years into it, and
doing amazingly well.
Amazing, yeah, and takes pride in what he's doing. His new mustard sauce. Oh my gosh! I'm telling you, if you haven't tried it yet, Rising Smoke.
It's a must.
It's a must, and it's got some zip to it.
A mustard, get it? It's a must.
I do love myself a good mustard sauce, so that sounds amazing. Look forward to checking that one out. But thank you for those nominations, Mike, Mary, Dino. I'll be reaching out. We'll be finding a time to have y'all on the podcast, and definitely look forward to that. Now, for those that are just audio only listening, this greatly benefits them, but where can everyone keep up with you, and how can they keep up with you? And if there's anything announcement-wise that you want to make, this is a great opportunity for that as well.
Our website, oldagnessstore.com, is a good place to find out what we're doing in store and online. We have our Facebook page. We have Instagram, Steve underscore Michele underscore, or Steve underscore and Michele underscore for our Instagram page. Announcements. Well, that
It should be on our calendar on the website.
yeah.
Also, easy way to do it also is they can call us. I love talking to people. Like I said, the phone. There's sometimes I forget to get off the dang thing when I'm talking to customers. So the store number is 541-425-5017, and give us a jingle.
We're seriously here, ready to talk.
Yeah.
All right, Steve, Michele, thank you so much for coming on. Absolute pleasure having y'all on here. Obviously, there's still so much more we can talk about, and creative ideas, of course, that we could easily continue down that track as well. But would love to have y'all back on the podcast. So thank y'all so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon.
So
this was fun. It was a pleasure.
Great meeting you.
Enlightening for us too, and the chocolate one for the win. I love it.
There we go. The chocolate one it is. Hey, thank y'all so much. Steve, Michele, thank you so much for coming on. It has been an absolute pleasure to talk with you about Old Agness, all the great things that you've been able to accomplish along the way, all the amazing spicy treats, and different iterations at which y'all make them. If you want to keep up with Old Agness, I'll have the direct links down below, as well as all the ways that you can get in contact with them and check out the amazing products from them. So if you want to check out the products that are featured here on Hot or Not, I'll have direct links for those, as well as a link to the main site. And want to thank you all so much for continuing to share this podcast around with others and continuing to grow it here. If you want to, introduce people that might even just be curious about the world of hot, this is a great avenue for them to find that out and really be able to connect with everyone in the community on a much deeper level. Don't forget, new episodes drop every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Central. Quick shout out to the sponsors, podvision.io. If you're looking to grow your brand, start your brand, if you hit a bump in the road, you're trying to figure things out, highly recommend checking out podvision.io for all of those needs, as well as webdx.one. Maybe you have an online site. Maybe you had somebody at one point and lost contact with them. Maybe you never got around to building one. Highly recommend checking out webdx.one for all of those needs. They make it simple, painless, fast, and they get you looking great. So all you have to do is worry about your own business. I'm Brandon Swear, and from everything from the world of hot, this has been The Swear Word.